Hello parents, I wanted to make a quick video to go over this form that I'm going to be sending home for you to sign. This is a student data sheet for you and for the school, and this helps us keep track of your child's data throughout the year. So on the front, you have your child's reading data, and on the back, you're gonna have your child's math data. So on the front, all of this is reading, and we use mClass to help keep track of your child's data. And then on the back, the district uses a map testing to keep track of the math. And I just wanted to kind of go over what each of these boxes represent, because I know this can be a little overwhelming to look at. It's overwhelming for me to look at. So right here we have BOY, this is beginning of year. We have MOY, middle of year, and EOY is end of year. So each of these is a small little assessment that your child did individually with me to go over their phonemic awareness skills, their letter sound skills, their ability to decode words, their word reading abilities, their reading accuracy, their reading fluency. And what this means is they came back and they did all of these one at a time with me, and they had 1 minute to complete each of these assessments. So for letter names, they were given a random assortment of letters, capitalized and lowercase, and they had to name them in 1 minute, as many as they could. So for example, my student A had 54 letter names at the beginning of the year, and then they were able to identify and name 86 letters at the end of the year. Phonemic awareness is their ability to hear sounds and understand. So I'm looking at the beginning of the year. So this student started at 6 sounds, and then at the end of the year, they were able to identify 48 sounds. The letter sounds, this is the ability for students to understand letter sounds, long vowels, short vowels, when to use those properly in a word. And again, I want you to focus on the beginning of the year versus the end of year. That way you can really see the growth of your child. Our decoding, that is their ability to decode words. So this student was able to decode 1 word at the beginning of the year, and by the end of the year, they were able to decode 12. Their word reading abilities. So they have 1 minute to read as many words as possible, and these words are random words, and some of them are also sight words. So this student went from 8 at the beginning of the year to 16. On your reading accuracy, this is how accurately they read to me a passage in 1 minute. So this student read the passage 30% correctly at the beginning of the year, and then by the end of the year, they read it 85% correctly, which is really good growth. On the at the end, it's the reading fluency. So this is how many words that they read in the passage correctly. And so that is kind of what you're looking at. If you have any more questions about that, please do not hesitate to reach out, because again, I know that this is kind of a lot to look at. I will also be sending home more of a graph for you to look at as well with these sheets to help you read it. Down here, we have our beginning of the year, middle of year, and end of year reading levels. And again, on the back, we have our math data. So again, this is just a math test that's taken online. I do not create the test. The test is provided for us to give to the students. They're doing that on their own on a voice level 0. And this just shows their progress throughout the year. Over here, you'll see the tiers. It says overall tier. It also says this right here on the reading side. Tier 1 means that they're on grade level or they're above, they're right where they need to be. Tier 2 means they're approaching and they're right at grade level, so they're still doing okay. Tier 3 means that they're gonna need some intervention, and that, that's when I'm really pulling small groups. That's when teachers are pulling small groups, because they need that extra instruction time. They need that extra push. So that's what Tier 3, Tier 2, and Tier 1 mean. Again, I apologize. I know I was talking kind of quickly, but if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out on this paper.